give us what we need. Hey!
I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it! Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power! Fight the power!
Whoa, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Whoa, whoa, yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh. When I first saw you, baby, I wanted you down. Me and those dreamy eyes of mine started to cry in a dream. Wishing my fantasy soon become a reality. Cause every time I see you, baby, all I do is sigh. Cause you're the most precious thing, baby, that my dreaming eyes has ever seen. So I can take a dream, me and those dreaming eyes of mine. Oh, is it just that you're the finest little thing that I ever saw? Is it mine? Or is my imagination running too far? Oh, yeah, yeah. You said that my eyes are telling me something you can never see. Something like me being with you, but you being with me.
Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. And by now, if you haven't heard the news, soul singer, start of the neo-soul movement, pioneer, DAngelo passed away at the age of 51. Me and Those Dreaming Eyes of Mine was from his debut album, Brown Sugar, which dropped in 1995. He had 3 albums. We're going to get into the details of his life and legacy, talk a little bit about that, and I'm going to use it as an opportunity to once again make it a reminder about Black men and their health. So we're going to get into that. We're also talking LeBron James. He appeared on his wife Savannah's podcast, Everybody is Crazy, dropping details about how they preserved their love over the years. And, you know, he also had something to add about the young ladies out in the streets these days. So we're going to get into that. And we got a couple of other trending topics and headlines because, you know, it's a lot to get into. We're not just talking entertainment, we're decoding it. So before I, of course, get into all of the stories for the night, you know, I like to start with a couple of trending topics. And on the horizon is an Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary. It's coming to HBO Max in 2026. Questlove is producing it. He's bringing the funk, the soul, and the fire, right? He's producing it with Radical Media, and it is with the blessing of Maurice White's estate. So they are involved, which also likely means the music will be able to be involved in it. And, you know, when Questlove curates a doc, it's never just a recap. It's sort of a resurrection. I don't know if you saw what he did with the documentary on the Soul Fest from the 70s. Can't remember the name at this time, but I like documentarian Questlove, so we're going to make sure to check that out. And also, fans of 90s, like, forward-thinking author Eric Jerome Dickey, I believe he was from the Southern California area. I actually used to go to the same gym with him. We used to take a kickboxing class together. His book, Friends and Lovers, is going to be a 2-night event coming to Lifetime, starring Naturi Naughton, Simone Missick, Kendrick Sampson, you know, he's from Insecure, Nathan, and Ronrico Lee. It's going to be airing November 15th and 16th. And, you know, Eric walked so this generation of messy love stories could strut. He was part of that big black lit movement that happened in the early 90s along with him, Elin Harris. You know, we saw a lot of Terry McMillan books drop then. Sister Souljah dropped with the coldest winter era ever. It was really a important era, I feel like, for black authors, and seeing those stories come to life and get some sort of mainstream love. So look out for that. All right, listen. Tonight we're getting into some things, as mentioned, DAngelo being one of them, but we're also going to talk Laila Ali. Well, not Laila. Claressa's viewpoint on Laila. Now, we know she has been pulling and trying to get this fight pulled off. I still feel like it's a clout chase because by what she had to say in the clip that we'll play later, it sounds to me like even she knows it is not a worthwhile fight to happen at this time period. But Claressa is definitely enjoying this moment. And, you know, boxers are arrogant, so they pop off at the mouth. But I feel like her commentary was just a tad disrespectful this time. So when we come forward, we'll get into all of that. We're going to honor DAngelo, plus more trending topics and headlines. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Gonna fly away, let you go my way. I love it when we're cruising together with me. Music was made for love. Cruising is made for love. Oh baby, I love it when we're cruising together.
Are you ready for the hottest entertainment scoop in Los Angeles? She's bringing you exclusive interviews with today's biggest stars, behind-the-scenes Hollywood insights, and all the entertainment news you need to know. She's breaking down what's trending, what's ending, and what's just beginning in the world of entertainment. You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code MAJOR25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code MAJOR25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Hello, KBLA delegation. Tavis Smiley here. On Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech becomes the epicenter of ideas that matter. The Left Coast Forum is bringing together voices that challenge, inspire, and illuminate, with keynote presentations from people like noted economist Richard Wolff, the man who breaks down capitalism in ways that make sense to working folk like you and me, and Dr. Cornel West will be there, the brilliant philosopher and activist who never stops fighting for justice and speaking truth to power and to the powerless, for that matter. So this isn't just another conference. This is where ideas get tested, where the conversations that shape our future begin. Multiple plenary sessions, dynamic speakers, real talk about the issues that impact our communities, and then some good food and a live band. Saturday, October 25th, LA Trade Tech, Left Coast Forum. The event is free and open to the public, but you must register at our KBLA1580.com website, where you can also peep the plenary topics. The future belongs to those who show up and engage. So don't just think about change, be part of the conversation that creates it. The Left Coast Forum is brought to you by the LA Progressive, the Empowerment Congress, Community Coalition, Partnership for Growth LA, Southwest Voter Registration Education Project, LA Care Health Plan, United Teachers Los Angeles, Black Progressive Action Coalition, St. John's Community Health, the National Lawyers Guild, the Weingart Foundation, and more. Space is limited, so if I were you, I'd register right now at KBLA1580.com. Your voice matters, your presence matters. We'll see you there.
Now back to more entertainment news with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. So you know how this goes down. If at any point you want to get in on this conversation, 800-920-1580. That's the number you can dial to talk to us live on air. Of course, we're on social media, KBLA 1580. I'm at Stiletto Jill everywhere. You can download the app or get the visual experience to go along with the audio excursion that we take you on daily. Join the YouTube chat. That's our family over there. And there's always a lot going on in there. Now, over the weekend, your guy Shilo Sanders popped up at Brother Shador's game. He decided he was going to walk around in Shador's jersey and some sunglasses and act like he was Shador. Some fans went to ask for an autograph, talked about they were rooting for him, wished he had a higher position, and we were trying to get him into the game that day. Now, we know Shilo isn't in the L and isn't Shador, but the white people didn't know, sadly. It's pretty funny. Go check out the video. He even asked them if they knew Shilo and what they thought. They were like, yeah, we rooted for him too. We wanted him to stay in the league. He's fantastic too. To Shilo. So go check it out. That's kind of funny there. I appreciate a family with a sense of humor. Okay, let's talk DAngelo. The R&B soul legend, born Michael Eugene Archer. He passed away at 51 after a private battle with pancreatic cancer. So we know his first two albums, Brown Sugar and Voodoo, left behind an unimaginable impression on many. Right? It helped shape modern soul and inspire generations of artists, right? Also giving us vibes of Prince, Marvin, and others from the past. He dropped right in 95, middle of the decade, and was like cutting through like a knife. It was a fresh sound then. So Brown Sugar sold 2 million copies. He was nominated for, let me give you the rundown. Lady spent 20 weeks on Billboard's Hot 100, Grammy nominated. The album itself spent 20 weeks on Billboard's Hot 100, also Grammy nominated. Cruisin' spent 18 weeks on there, Grammy nominated. All from that album. Me and Those Dreamin' Eyes of Mine, 6 weeks on there. So, I mean, the first album, instant classic, top to bottom, right? He took a 5-year hiatus, came back in 2000 with Voodoo. It won the Grammy for Best R&B Album. I've shared a couple of times that I actually worked on that project. I was in my publicist era at that time. So I worked for Virgin Records. That is, I worked on dozens of platinum selling projects, but that's the only one I received a platinum plaque for. If you're interested in what that looks like, go check out my Instagram. It's on my stories. And, that was a pivotal time for DAngelo. He worked out, we know the Untitled video was something that took the world by storm creatively, the vision behind it. It was him just by himself in a room, greased up, body tight, braids tight, singing his heart out. And not only was the song itself amazing, he looked amazing in that video, and it thrust him into the sex symbol spotlight, which is something he wasn't comfortable with. And so during that period, I think he was sort of finding himself and fighting with himself. I can say that from a label side, we had a lot of issues, typical artist things like, not showing up, not coming through for photo shoots, important things of that nature. Some would say temperamental artists, but he was actually, which he revealed later, going through some things. And speaking of that period, right? You know, our guy Tavis Smiley here, the mastermind behind KBLA Talk 1580, he actually gave, well, he was the one to give DAngelo his last televised interview. And so we're going to play a clip from that. And Tavis tomorrow morning during the 9 o'clock hour will be playing the complete interview. But I think this sets up a framework kind of about DAngelo in his career and his mindset. So let's take a listen to that.
I started out back in the day as an MC, you know, so hip-hop is very much in the nucleus of what I do. And it's all about being true to yourself, or at least the type of hip-hop that I grew up with. That's what it's about. And to me, the strongest, most gangster, most revolutionary motivation on this planet is love. Period. So I you know, if you really being pure about that, you know, there's nothing to hide or be ashamed of. You know what I mean? So.
See, love. I mean, I am always amazed by this, and it sounds like a simple enough point to make, and I suspect it is. And yet, I am always blown away by how inexhaustible the notion of love is when it comes to art. That true artists, all these years later, still find ways to talk about love, to write about love, to sing about love. It's such an inexhaustible subject. The challenge, of course, is to find your own unique way to do it.
That's right.
So when you go into the studio from one project to the next, does the stuff come to you with any sort of ease, or are you struggling to figure out what the next iteration of your work is going to be? How do you figure that out from one project to the next?
Yeah, you never struggle. Prince told me one time, I was finishing up Voodoo, and I was, you know, kind of stuck. Like I was almost done, but stuck at a little. And he told me, and I was on the phone with him, and I was like, you know what, I think. And he said, don't think. That's it. Don't think. Thank you. It just takes a lot of that struggle out of it.
Yeah.
And so you just
be.
Yeah. You shut it down. Shut your mind. Shut all that down.
Yeah.
And just let it come through you.
Yeah.
You know, and if it's real, if it's pure, and if it's true, if you just stand true to you, it's gonna be good.
What do you love most about performing live? Because when I see you on stage, it's like that's like heaven for you. That's what it looks like to me and feels like to me.
You got it right, man. And you know, the business, a lot of times the road, it can be very, very stressful and hectic, and there's a lot coming at you. But that's the one place, that's the one time when I know I'm in the driver's seat. I'm driving, you know.
You ride the track.
I'm riding it, and I'm riding the track like a Cadillac. And the band, I'm playing this band, this amazing band with these amazing musicians. And yes, I think during all of the rigmarole and all of that, that's the most freeing time. That's the time I feel the most free.
Yeah.
And the most, I would say, not in control, but just like I'm driving the car.
Yeah.
So there's a lot there on his creative process. You could see some of the shades of his feelings of self-doubt that he went through. And he went into more details about that later. DJ Black 909 in the chat made a very good observation. He said, and people were questioning why DAngelo wasn't there for Angie Stone's funeral. One of the reasons we should all mind our business. Great point. But I also think that it's that hard to define line at times as public figures, because especially now, connectivity and relatability are expected, and people want to know. They want to know every aspect of you, and they feel that's their right for going with you on the journey and supporting you. That's the exchange in, some of our minds. So, listen, DAngelo, complicated figure. I'm so thankful that one of those last verses that we received was of DAngelo solo performing all of his hits on stage. The only verses that was a solo performance. Now, we know originally there was someone slated to potentially perform as well, but things happen as they should. And it is, one of those things where it's probably something that needed to happen, because I worked on that second project, I had the opportunity to see DAngelo perform live in many venues several times. One of my favorites was the Voodoo Tour. I got to see that at the Greek Theater. And, watching people that are musical pioneers, so to speak, work is amazing. His connection with the audience, his connection with the piano, the keyboards, I should say, all of that was beautiful to watch. And I know we waited and waited, and for some, the Black Messiah album was complicated. They weren't quite ready for it. Some people have revisited it after that verses actually, and had a better experience with it. I'm sure that all of his streams will go up. Those first two albums for me, though, are pretty amazing. We talked about a few weeks back about amazing debut albums, and I didn't think about DAngelo's, but it is one of those ones that just everything about it shifted, and the vibe, the songs, the music, the videos, So, listen, we want to send major, major, major feelings, support, love, light, wrap our arms around their son, Michael Archer Jr. He asked for prayers. And there's been industry tributes pouring in from Questlove, Erykah Badu, Maxwell, Lauryn Hill. I'll just read you a bit from Lauryn Hill. They had that single that was on her debut album, Nothing Even Matters, which is like a perfect love song to me. There was no video for that, but in my mind, I could see the perfect video for it. Just that's how great of a song it was. And so what she said was, people need reflection. I regret not having more time with you. Your undeniable beauty and talent were not of this world, and a presence not of this world needs protection in a world that covets light and the anointing of God. You, sir, moved us, stirred us, inspired, and even intimidated others to action with your genius. Thank you for being a beacon of light to a generation and beyond who had no remembrance of the legacy that preceded us. Thank you for charting the course and for making space during a time when no similar space really existed. You imagined a unity of strength and sensitivity in Black manhood to a generation that only saw itself as having to be one or the other. It is my earnest prayer that you are in peace, far away from selfishness, fear, and or controlling interests. Far from possessiveness, far from greed, far from manipulation, far from exploitation, far from intentionality, designed chaos, and that you, brother, are in peace, in bliss, and in eternal light and fulfillment. I love you and I miss you. May God grant you shelter and peace to your family, true friends, and genuine appreciators. So that was Lauryn Hill's message. We're going to hear some more words from DAngelo in an interview that he did not too long ago, a few years back, and just continuing to share his thoughts on his artistry. Oh, no, not the clip? Oh, okay.
We as Black folk, we gotta always be 3, 4, 5 steps ahead of everybody else in order just to break even. It's just always been that way.
Why?
Why ask why? There is no why, Yoda. You know that.
So, I mean, he seemed to have a very open view of life, right? After everything that he kind of went through, the path that he took. So I really hope that he is at peace, that his son has other loved ones that can surround him, wrap him up, and care for him. So, peace and blessings to DAngelo. All right, real quick. Now, Laila Ali and Claressa Shields have traded barbs in the public eye. Claressa mainly. She wants a piece of Laila. I don't know why. Maybe she feels like she doesn't get the respect that she deserves. But I don't feel like that is really the case. However, she recently appeared on $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. And they talked to her about the potential of the matchup and why Claressa wanted it so bad. So Claressa stopped short of saying that Laila Ali was the best of her particular generation, and she gave it to someone else, which by boxing standards, according to some, I hit up my friend DAngelo LaBeouf, boxing extraordinaire, she says that she might have a point with that. However, the dismissal that she gave to Laila as just Muhammad Ali's daughter indicated one thing. But there's another little barb she threw in there that I think is really, really key to all of this. Me putting on my psychoanalyst hat, of course, with all of that. When we come forward, we're going to play you the clip. And let's see if you pick up on the little detail that I did that really answers why, to me, Claressa is so pressed for a situation that really holds very little value as far as career at this point in time. We'll get into that and more when we come forward. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Boss should call. The world, it seems so very small. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Seems nothing even matters. Seems nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters at all.
Your love makes me feel 10 feet tall. Without it, I go through withdrawal. 'Cause nothing even matters at all. Nothing even matters. Nothing even matters.
You're in the know with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Black New York Attorney General Letitia James made her first public appearance since being indicted by the Trump administration's DOJ, showing support for New York Democratic mayoral nominee Zohran Mamdani.
And I will not bow. I will not break. I will not bend.
Speaking at a major rally Monday night, James did not name Trump, but said, quote, "I fear no man," end quote. Black House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says GOP Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene has shown a more enlightened side lately, pointing to her stance on the Epstein files and expiring federal health care subsidies. Greene recently criticized Republicans for failing to address the loss of Affordable Care Act subsidies. And R&B star DAngelo has died at 51 after a private battle with cancer. His family confirmed the news, remembering the Grammy winner known for his hits like Untitled, How Does It Feel? Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Slowing in commerce on the 5 southbound. That's where traffic fills in. And once you make your way past Eastern Avenue, all the way to the 605 freeway. The drive in South LA, 110 northbound, loading up at Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard towards the 101. And southbound slowing out of Elysian Park from Stadium Way all the way to Vernon Avenue. Mid-City is slow, 10 eastbound, away from the 405, traveling ahead towards the 110 freeway.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Luka Doncic is making his preseason debut with the Lakers tonight in Phoenix. Doncic sat out the Lakers' first 3 preseason games. Lakers fans will get their first glimpse of a new-look Doncic, who has slimmed down significantly after going through a diet and conditioning program in the offseason. 7 p.m. tip-off tonight on Spectrum Sportsnet. The Rams are unsure if wide receiver Puka Nacua will be available for next Sunday's game against Jacksonville in London. Nakua suffered a sprained ankle in the first quarter of the Rams' win at Baltimore on Sunday. Nakua leads the NFL with 64 catches. The Associated Press Top 25 preseason women's college basketball poll is out. UCLA is in the top 5 at number 3. Also in the top 5, UConn, the defending national champs, South Carolina, Texas, and LSU. First game for UCLA is November 3rd against San Diego State. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Yeah, yo, come on.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we fight the power every day.
Yeah,
gotta give us what we want. Gotta give us what we need. Hey. I listen to KBLA and I love the commercials. I know what the commercials mean. I also, if I'm looking and trying to figure something out, I need something to talk to me that might hit me. And it happens on TV because, you know, every time they show a sporting event, they got the pharmaceutical companies back to back to back telling people how to fix the sickness on the same stuff that they sell them. So we get it.
Yep, we get it too, Chuck D. And that's why at KBLA Talk 1580, we don't black down.
Drop it.
Our freedom of speech is freedom of death. We got to fight the powers that be. Fight the power. Fight the power.
JP Morgan Chase offers tips for the local business owners in 2025. Small business landscape is ever changing, and the Los Angeles market is no exception. A startup or legacy business, revisiting your mission statement and recalibrating offerings can renew opportunities for growth and innovations. Programs like Chase for Business Coaching for Impact gives entrepreneurs access to expert guidance, helping you streamline operations, strategize your growth, and navigate complex challenges. Businesses with a clear sense of purpose can navigate any challenge effectively, but also build stronger customer loyalty. Visit chase.com/coaching for impact for more information. This segment is sponsored by JP Morgan Chase.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Worried about eviction? You have rights, and Stay Housed LA can help. Stay Housed LA is a partnership between LA County, the City of Los Angeles, and local service providers. From Lancaster to Long Beach, we're here to help you with tenant education workshops, legal clinics, free legal services for eligible tenants, and online resources about tenant protection laws. Don't face eviction alone. Call our hotline at 1-888-694-0040. That's 1-888-694-0040. Or visit stayhousedla.org. Stay Housed LA, keeping Los Angeles residents in their homes. Stay Housed LA, your rights, your home, our community. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer. Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African-American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
We ain't good, but we still good. We ain't good, but we still good. I hate that we didn't make it to forever. Probably ain't getting back together. But that don't mean that I can't wish you better. We ain't good, but we still good. I realize that I can't be your lover. Let's just keep it honest with each other. I'll be happy for you when you find another. We ain't good, but we still good. Who knew it'd be like this? Usually my exes turn to enemies, but this is different. Cause we done got closer now that you ain't with me. All that love that we had, like I'm family. You know where you stand with me. So when they ask, tell them right one, right place, wrong time.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. Happy birthday, Usher. Shout out to him. Libra's Libring.
They sure are.
This is a banger.
I gotta show some love real quick though, Jill.
What's up?
Once again, thoughts and prayers go out to DAngelo and his fan band for sure. But I gotta show love to our contributor, our 645 contributor. He's always gonna be good with me.
Hey.
So he celebrated a birthday on Sunday.
Okay. I forgot about that. Eric is a Libra.
And you want to know how I know?
How do you know?
Because he showed love and gave me a birthday card. Went over to the box. I was like, man, what is this? Oh, Eric. Opened it up. Oh, man, much love, bro. Man, I appreciate the birthday card, man. If you tapped in, bro, if you listening, Eric, you always good with me, my brother. So, happy birthday to you, and I appreciate the card.
Happy birthday, 645. Shout out to you.
But I also got a couple more other birthday shout outs.
Let's go.
Today. Karen White, Superwoman. Happy birthday.
Superwoman was not my song. But I love, we talked about this. I love The Way You Love Me. It's my song. She had a bunch of others. I understand why y'all love Superwoman. I did not.
Oh, my gosh, Jill.
I know.
And shout out to the homie, man. We talked about him yesterday or the day before. Happy birthday, Stephen A. Smith.
Right. Stephen A. Smith is a Libra.
Gang, gang. You already know what it is. And we have two other controversial figures that I feel that we should go ahead and acknowledge.
Okay.
George Floyd. Happy heavenly birthday.
Amen.
I don't know if the KBLA family is going to be okay with this, but I don't know. It's just interesting. But rest in peace. Happy heavenly birthday to Charlie Kirk.
Irony. Andy, shout out your Cash App. It's being asked for.
A word? I'm going to put it in the chat.
All right. Big ups to that. Okay. So listen, before really quickly we get into what Claressa had to say, I mentioned this at the top of the show, but I just want to acknowledge that over the last few years, we have lost a great deal of our Black celebrity icons, hard hitting for Gen X, right around the age of 50. We had Chadwick Boseman. He was younger than that, but you get the idea. DMX was 50. Coolio was 59. MF Doom, 49. Craig Mack was 47. Nate Dogg was 41. Prodigy was 42. Shock G, 57. Black Rob, 51. Irv Gotti, 54, excuse me. Mr. C was 57. Rico Wade, 52. Trugoy the Dove, 54. Fife was 45. I know that was some years ago. Biz Markie was 57, and now DAngelo at 51. And of course, there's others that we can name. My point is, I feel 50 is far too young in current times to be passing away for health-related things. And I know some of these things we can't help, but Black men, take care of your health. All of us take care of our health. Make sure you're going to the doctor for your checkups. Make sure that as you get older, you got to change those eating habits. You got to look at what you're putting into your body. You got to find some way to get grounded for your mental health. I'm not here to tell you what to do, if that's prayer, meditation, working out, whatever it is. Find some way to get some peace within your inner self. And, tap in with the doctor, with the dentist, all of it. Andy?
Look, I appreciate you mentioning it because I was going to bring it up. Look, I love America, but this American diet, I don't think is our best friend.
No.
Let's pay attention to, like you said, to what it is that we consume. Look, you can go ahead and have your McDonald's, but have a salad afterwards or have a salad before that. And then after you're done with that, go for a walk. 20 minutes. Burn that off.
Drink some water.
Move your body. Look, this cancer thing, it's unpredictable. It really is. And obviously we don't know what we can do to prevent it, but I do think we can control what it is that we put in our mouths. We love that soul food diet. We're gonna have to put it to the table and start questioning some things. I'll leave it at that. Do your research.
So let's get into what Claressa had to say, because then we also have to get into what LeBron had to say. I was shocked at LeBron. All right, let's hear what Claressa had to say.
I seen that thing with you and Laila Ali going on. That's not gonna happen, that fight?
Come on now, listen.
Did she turn the money down?
She did, and I'm gonna take the high road like Terrence Crawford and say she was the best in her era. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Ann Wolfe was the best in her era, and I'm the best in this era. Laila Ali is just Muhammad Ali's daughter. And
no, come on, we ain't gonna do that.
No, that is right.
Come on, Laila can rumble though.
She can't rumble like Ann Wolfe. I said who's the best from that era. Ann Wolfe would have knocked Laila Ali out. You know who Ann Wolfe is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you know.
Okay.
Because you know she would have knocked Laila so pretty ass out. That's the truth.
See, when you talking, damn, it's hard to even come back for this one because I love Laila too. I love you. And it's just like, I just wanted to see some competitive action going on. Right.
I don't think it'd be as competitive as everybody think. I think that she's a big woman. She got big hands, big feet, big head. But as far as in boxing skills, my boxing skills are way better than hers.
So you think this would just be a young champion beating up an old champion?
No, this would just be the greatest woman of all time, showing why she's the greatest woman of all time.
So, I don't know if you caught it. I'm going to drop it on you. The oh so pretty Laila Ali thing said a lot. And, you know, Claressa's been getting a lot of attention since she got with Papoose. And I know that seems relatively innocuous. But I think that dropping that, again, I know boxers talk-ish, right? You know, I heard her, big fans, big feet, big woman. I get it. But that oh so pretty to me said something. And I think that is the crux of why she's so incessant on it. Nobody has really been throwing Laila up against Claressa but Claressa. So you're trying to stand on something and prove something and put something out there that nobody else has really asked or put forth. So the question becomes why? And I feel like that statement says why. Andy?
Outside of that, because I agree with you on that, I think she sees a big bag.
Yeah.
If Laila was to accept this fight, trust me, I didn't really watch women boxing like that until Claressa Shields kind of popped off on the scene and whatnot. But I'll tell you this, if Laila was to get in the ring with her, I'm tapped in. I'm tuned in.
But are you tuned in expecting like it's going to be a real battle, knowing that Laila's 47, been retired for 20 years?
20 years.
Almost something like close. I think 2009, 2010 was her last fight.
I don't know what my history is with like Muhammad Ali and his little hiatus. Same thing with Mike Tyson and his hiatus. I've seen it done. I don't know if it's been that long, 20 years, but I've seen it done where they've taken a break, come back, become world heavyweight champion. At the end of the day, I would just want to see the fight. And I just see a big bag right there. If anything, Claressa's stirring the pot up. And I just feel like as long as she keeps on poking that bear, Laila, you're going to have to bite. You're going to have to bite. But, hey, 20 years out of the game, I don't know. You might be comfortable. You might be good.
When we come forward, we're going to get into LeBron James. He has a bit of love advice. Once again, he dropped in on his wife's podcast, Everybody's Crazy. And, you know, I just wonder, I haven't finished watching the whole thing, but I just wonder, are y'all going to get at Savannah or LeBron about any of the commentary in the podcast like you do Ayesha Curry? I already know the answer. I'm just wondering. All that when we come forward.
You're riding with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Established in 2020 during a time of deep racial unrest across our state and country, the Black Freedom Fund was created to make sure that leaders and organizations working to support Black communities and build power have the resources they need to stay in the fight for the long haul. We believe that those closest to the issues impacting our communities know best how to solve them. That's why in just the last 5 years, we've granted more than $45 million to over 200 grassroots organizations across California. That is the largest collective investment in Black organizing in history, and we're just getting started. We are clear-eyed and committed, more now than ever, to our people, our power, and our possibility. Join us in creating a future where Black people harness their full power to shape their lives and realize a just world for all. Learn more at fundblackfreedom.org. That's fundblackfreedom.org. The Black Freedom Fund is proud to sponsor Conversation Live Altadena Rising with James Farr on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you turn to the Employment Development Department, we'll help you get there. Whether it's support for you and your family while you find a new job, or the resources to focus on your recovery after illness or injury, we can help you move forward. From support while you bond with your newborn, to helping serve your family while your partner serves our country. Your EDD. We'll help you get there. For more information, visit edd.ca.gov.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You're listening to Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Welcome back in. You're locked in with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. All right, so LeBron James, you know, we are getting LeBron in the latter years of his career, a little more unfiltered, a little more open. So he recently appeared on his wife's podcast with Kai Cenat, a couple other streamers, and Savannah's partner on the podcast, a woman named April. And they are kind of discussing different topics in relation to the various generations and having this conversation. The podcast is called Everybody's Crazy. It's on YouTube and where you get all your podcasts. And so in this conversation, April McDaniel's April's last name, they shared one clip ahead with People magazine where LeBron talked about growing up in chaos and learning to build structure through love. He said that it was a hard decision for him to make. Not hard, but he knew Savannah was the one after the first date. He said, but he's an only child from a single parent family. Savannah grew up in a 2-parent home with siblings. So moving her in, giving her that key, it was, you know, a shock to him. And they had to learn to maintain that because his idea of family was very different to what she had been exposed to. And so he had to learn from that, right? He said that, you know, he praised Savannah's patience and leadership, right? He said growing up, it was just, you know, his mom and his uncle's friends, guys and girls coming in and out. So he said when he decided to give her the garage code, that was different for him. Then the subject turned. Andy's like, why are you saying it like that? I am not saying it like there's no accusations there. I totally understand that you're a young guy. You didn't grow up seeing an example of 2-parent homes, how relationships are supposed to flow and process. Although he saw a little bit of it when he was living with his coach and their family and that example, but you know, not 1-to-1. So there's an adjustment period. Even if you did grow up with parents in the home, you making that choice, there's an adjustment period. So there's no shade with that. I'm just, you know, LeBron has never really opened up about his old, you know, early relationship stuff with Savannah and any of the challenges they faced, right? But then the conversation turned to what's out there in these streets currently and how to handle that. And LeBron had an interesting reply, and not so much by the content, because what he's saying is common sense, but the way in which he expressed himself, I'm a little shocked. Let's get into it.
Ladies, listen to the king. Did you hear? He say, look in the mirror and say what, King? Tell the ladies, because they need to hear.
You gotta look in the mirror and say it's not me.
Yep.
You know, it's
the
not
ladies
me.
need to hear that.
And by the way, the men too.
Yeah.
The men too, because there's some cutthroat, ruthless out here right now too.
Yeah.
Listen, I sit in the locker room. You know, I'm in locker rooms and now, but, you know, it's a lot of women out here that's now kind of flipped the script.
Mm-hmm. They ain't go very.
And you know, some homies out here that's trying to be good too, and just trying to figure it out. And now they looking in the mirror saying, "Damn, what did I do wrong?" Homies, it ain't you.
It ain't always.
Even if it's meant to be, it's meant to be, and if it ain't, champ, like you just gotta.
I do think people need to hear that.
Now they need to hear. Stop forcing it. If it's not there, like that's my biggest thing. Because a lot of I know a lot of friends that I'm like, bro, you're obviously telling me things that I would have been just stopped it, but they just scared to stop it. Scared to be alone.
So, I mean, my shock there is that LeBron called the women unstable creatures.
Spoken like a real N.
A real O-N?
Look at... There you go. Unk status.
I mean, again, nothing he said was particularly out of line or so, transformative that we're like, what did he say? But I am a little shocked that he referred to women as the B word, because that doesn't seem to fall in line with LeBron's carefully cultivated image.
Let me tell you something. You could be as clean cut as you want to be, but deep down inside, you know the difference between a B and a woman.
Do you?
Absolutely.
I know you do. I'm just saying in general, though.
Absolutely. Or at least, I won't know until I interact with you.
Right.
And that'll determine, what status you are. So I think he was obviously speaking from experience. Like he said, he's been in the locker rooms. He sees some things. And, of course, as a married man, he's probably like, man, these women is cutthroat. Probably has more of an appreciation for Savannah.
I mean, I see that. I know that's right. But we'll get into some more of the interview and the topics that they covered later. Because, like I said, people make a lot of assumptions about Savannah because they haven't really heard from her. They don't know how Savannah thinks on a lot of things. And so they compare her to Aisha. And as sort of the contrasting, this is what a real NBA wife should be. And they don't really know. And I'm not saying this as a negative or thing. I love Savannah James. I like Aisha Curry too. Just two different women who grew up in different things. So I'm just curious to see what the reaction will be to some of their conversation together. So that's that. Okay, listen. Got a couple of more things to get into before this night comes to a close. Oh, one more thing I forgot to add. LeBron did say that he would fight for his marriage. He said, I don't want to be alone. That's for damn sure. If I have to fight, crawl, scratch, bite, whatever to keep mine, I got to keep it. I'm an only child, single parent household. The next time I'm alone, it's going to be when I'm underneath. So he's not playing about wifey. And, there's been conversations about LeBron maybe stepping out, blah, blah, blah. Never any concrete proof, never anything to back up those rumors. But what I will say is if there is any truth, misunderstanding, or whatever to that, he's kind of putting it on the table that no matter what you think, no matter what you have heard, no matter what you may have experienced, ain't no divorce going down over here, buddy. None. So proceed with caution, He does highlight with those comments a shift in gender dynamics, Emotional intelligence and stability are finally being recognized as power within women, at least by some, right? Not just support. So Savannah's evolution from high school sweetheart to businesswoman, we're excited for her. And we want to see what develops from that, right? It is the modern rebrand, kinda, sorta, of partnership. And I like it. So we'll see what happens. Okay, real quick. Kylie Jenner is bringing back the King Kylie era. She's re-releasing her cosmetic brand, restarting it. You know, that was all the rage in the 2010s with her lip fillers and the lip kits and all of the things. But she's bringing it back with a song titled 3 Strikes. So she's hopping in the music lane. 1 strike, 2 strike, let me get the mood right. You know, whispering, King Kylie. It's like a rap sing auto-tune thing. I'm going to say no. But I am going to say that I am a believer that creatively, everybody, if they get the opportunity, should record their own song. Just because. Just to do it. So if it's that kind of thing, sure, go ahead, get some attention for your line. But is she serious? Girl, you know, maybe it's a little reflection that we're already starting to look back on the 2010s fondly, and that we'll get some more nostalgia that doesn't just involve the 90s. No shade, no tea. All right, coming up next, we have Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. Thank you for rocking with me each and every Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. I'll be back tomorrow with more trending topics and headlines. Have a good night.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. Evacuation orders are in place across parts of Southern California as heavy rain pounds the region. Black Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass says about 114 homes